flooded with trucks, but not the popular models. So don't expect to see Ford Mavericks, for example, on lots and completely flooded. This isn't the type of vehicle you're going to see flooding lots for quite some time. Now, there are starting to become more big Broncos available at some dealers, but I also never expect to see them completely flooding dealers. And as such, the models that are a little more rare, folks, don't expect to save thousands on them, but work to not pay over MSRP, because even for the rare, highly sought after models like the Ford Maverick and the Ford Bronco, and models like a Toyota RAV4 Prime, come a few years down the road, they will be available quite easily. And we've seen it for models, the Ford F-150, for example, recently, not that long ago, a year ago, it was hard to find any available on a lot. And that means some dealers took advantage of this and they asked over MSRP. And if you bought one of those vehicles over MSRP, well, what happens now that they're on lots and available? Well, means you're going to have an amount owing that's much higher than your trade-in value or the price you can sell it for. So you may very well actually get blocked from any future financing. You might be stuck with the vehicle. You won't be able to trade it or change it for another vehicle. So keep that in mind. Even vehicles like the Corvette, I suspect in 1 to 2 years, there'll be Corvettes sitting around on lots. I've already seen, a Porsche 911 is still a 1.5 to 2 year wait time to get one. Some dealers 1 year. But when a current model year Porsche 911 goes up for sale because someone doesn't take their order, I'm seeing them at MSRP from the dealers. I'm seeing Corvettes, the rare one that becomes available because someone doesn't take their order. I'm also seeing them at MSRP. Mavericks, even the hybrids that become available for a very limited 30-minute time window, I'd say, roughly, they sell at MSRP. Now, most Mavericks hybrids will sell within 30 minutes because there's a list of people waiting for these. And dealers, the sales consultants will call up people on their waiting list and offer the vehicle to them. So I still wouldn't expect to get a Maverick hybrid off a lot for quite some time, but I wouldn't pay over MSRP for one unless you plan on keeping it over 8 years. In which case, if you pay $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 over MSRP for one now and you're getting what you want, go for it. But if you're going to be switching it in 2, 3, or 4 years or 5 years, it's going to cause you a major headache trying to switch it, because whether you're looking at Ford, whether you're looking at GM, Ram, Audi, BMW, Lexus, Acura, wherever you're looking, vehicles aren't rare anymore, folks. The only place that vehicles are rare are Toyota and somewhat Honda. And while Toyota is, it looks like they're some of their best production numbers ever. 2023 was, a top production year for them, a record production year for them. But in North America, good luck finding Toyota dealers filled with vehicles. They sent that extra production to areas where just coincidentally they make more money. So I'd still be very careful, and I would not buy a Toyota over MSRP, because when those Toyotas do finally make it into the yards, Toyota can't shortchange and bring not enough vehicles to North American dealers forever. The dealers are going to get fed up. They're already, I'm sure, complaining. And when inventory does go up, just like we saw with the F-150, a lot of dealers were asking over MSRP and selling for F-150s, not us, but many. And once the dealers have those F-150s in the lot, at first, smart dealers go right down to MSRP. And really already you can get this month, you can get $5,000 off an F-150. So imagine someone that a year ago paid $10,000 over MSRP for their Ford F-150. And now Ford has a manufacturer rebate of $5,000. Right there's a $15,000 difference in over a year, because the used vehicle, no matter who's selling, whether you're selling it or the dealer is selling your used F-150, they have to compete with new vehicle prices that have a much better interest rate than the used vehicles. So you're going to end up with the dealer. If you sell it yourself, you might have $25,000 of negative equity. And if you trade it in, you might end up having $29,000 of negative equity or $30,000 of negative equity. And that's going to be a major issue trying to get, it's going to block you. There's no way a bank or a manufacturer is going to want to refinance $25,000 or $30,000 of negative equity. So that's a big issue. All makes and models, other than manufacturers such as Toyota that are coincidentally artificially keeping their yards dry. Yes, we are flooded. We're all flooded. We've got vehicles up to here. Some of us we're underwater. Some of us are losing money on our monthly revenue versus profits and whatnot. Our expenses at some dealers are higher than the revenues. And they're losing money because they've got so much inventory that they're paying interest on. And this means you can make a deal. It means you definitely should not pay over MSRP, and it means the chances that you could get a good deal on a vehicle from any manufacturer is extremely high. So please, folks, listen to that right there, because it'll help save you thousands of dollars. It'll put your expectations in the right place. Now, if the model is rare, please don't walk in thinking you can get a hybrid Maverick for thousands of dollars under MSRP. That's not going to be happening. It's a very rare model, and it probably will continue to be a very rare model for 1 to 2 more years. So know something about the model you're shopping. Look online to see how many are actually available. Do take note that digital photos, this is a real photo of a real vehicle that's available. If you see a vehicle for sale and it's a digital photo, that's probably like at Ford it happens. A vehicle gets assembled and it's out in the yard and it's about to get shipped. It counts as dealer inventory. And then unfortunately we have dealers have a setup where their dealer inventory immediately gets published for sale because everything that used to come out of the factory was available for sale. But now it's all orders, customer orders on popular models like the Ford Maverick. So that's why you need to gauge and understand, is a model rare or not? You can look online on what's selling and what's not selling, and you can easily just, if you see Mavericks, one day down the road, you'll see Mavericks with real photos being available, just like some people thought it would never happen, but now we've got tons of F-150s for sale and a few Ford Broncos. So no matter what maker or manufacturer you're looking at, you can even find your rare Porsche 911 available at MSRP. So don't pay over MSRP unless it's extremely rare and you can't wait. Because if you order it, you should be ordering at MSRP, and some vehicles still need to be ordered. But generally, dealers are flooded with vehicles, and generally, for the most part, dealers are ready to make a deal. So find a dealer ready to make a deal that doesn't want to give you $5,000 off an F-150 right now. You'll probably make some calls and you'll find a dealer that will be willing to take $5,000 off that F-150 and get the deal done. You can also make sure you're getting the right rebates by building the vehicle online, because most manufacturers have a build-in price that you can use online. So that is that. In conclusion, shop your vehicle. Find a dealer that's willing to give you good, fair, honest business, and work out a deal with them, because for almost all models, they're going to be happy to have you as a customer and happy to work out a deal. Now, we're going to be moving right into episode 3. And we're going to be talking about why it's literally going to be impossible for some to switch. So we've already talked a bit about this. This will be a quick little episode that we're going to cover here.